Hello, Jonay. Welcome to Aviative Inside Europe podcast.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
Thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciate it. So let's start our discussion with what already happened. How was 2021 for you? Everybody was hoping that the recovery will come, but it was a very bumpy year, to put it this way, and very challenging, I'm sure, also for Binter Canaria. So what were your results? How were you satisfied with what happened in 2021 for you?
Well, we can say satisfied, but what we can say is was better than expected. I mean, maybe when we made the budget, we thought that the things were going even worse. But it's true that some things happens very quickly. The vaccine, the developing of the vaccine, the people vaccinated. And it's true as well that the load of our domestic market and regional market is very big. So it was better than expected. A very bad first half of the year, very bad, with restrictions, crazy restrictions from one island to the other. It was very bit crazy. But it was not bad for the second half of the year. For domestic traffic, not for international. International traffic, I think all the operators still suffering a bit. And we are with the second half of the year. We see some positive signs of recovering of the demand in some markets, but it was not bad. It was not bad.
Okay, and now when we enter 2022, lots of positive signs, messages coming from all over the place. Experts are saying that 2022, it looks very promising, that the recovery should really come. So, what the first month told you already? How was January for you?
Yeah, well, we really want this come true, and we want to believe, you know. Probably it would be the case. If there is no any new variant of virus or new cepa or something like that, we cross our fingers. January was bad. January was bad because the Omicron has been tough. Maybe not in of like other wave. Maybe not in terms of death. Maybe not in terms of pressure on hospitals. But it was tough on the part of the people had fear to fly. People have fear to fly, and the 2 weeks of January were really bad. But it's true that the last weeks has been better. We see that every week is better than the last. Why not? I mean, a lot of experts are saying that. We hope that this time will come true, not like the others, you know.
Absolutely, 100%. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about something different, and that's your fleet. Do I remember correctly that you were the launching customer in Europe for Embraer E2 Profit Hunter?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we have some doubt with Widerøe because I think Widerøe was the first and we were the second. I'm not pretty sure.
Definitely, okay. Yeah. Still one of the first in Europe for sure.
For sure, yeah.
So how's your experience so far with the aircraft?
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful aircraft, and we are really happy about its performance. I mean, obviously, we have some troubles during this phase because it's a new aircraft, and it's even more new for us because for us it's the first fleet apart from ATR. We have been almost 30 years very, very focused on working on ATR. So it has been tough for us to make this change. And we have made this change during the pandemic. So even tougher.
Yeah.
But we are really happy with the E2. I think it's a beautiful, very elegant aircraft, very comfortable. All the noise is very low, and I think that our customers, I think, they are really appreciating to fly in it.
And do you also see like the efficiency? It's really also modern, efficient plane.
Yeah, it's it's like they said. It's like they said in terms of consumption is they I think they have made a good job, and it's a new aircraft in terms of size, because I think it cover a very interesting place, not cover for example for Airbus or for Boeing. This mid-size, about 140 seats, 130 seats. I think that's a new segment that it's very interesting.
Yeah, Embraer has been developing this concept of right sizing for some time now, and as you were saying, potentially new market. So, how many do you have already in your fleet, and how many on order?
We have five. For now, we don't have any plans for have more. I mean, not in the next year or in 2 years. In 2 years in advance, we know we have to grow, but right now, with the last 2 years, all the industry have had, we are a bit reluctant about assuming more risk. We are not thinking about having any growth in the last, as I have said, next year or in 2 years. We are going to have some growth in ATR for domestic traffic, but for the 2022 or 2023, I think that will be the case.
And on which kind of routes do you usually use the E2, the Profit Hunter? Is it for longer routes? So do you really using the capacity?
90%, 95% of the routes are longer than 2 hours. We have only 2 daily flights within the Canaries at 7 a.m., but the rest of the flights are more than 2 hours. We have some flights for 4 hours, 4 hours and a half. That's the longer flight we are doing with the aircraft. But that's the average size of the length of our flights with the E2.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so fingers crossed also for this year, from the next year, so you can really benefit from all the fantastic things that this aircraft can achieve. What's very related to the fleet and fleet development is, of course, the route development. So opening new routes or analyzing, assessing the plans. And so let's start with a bit general question. So usually, what are your expectations from your airport partners when you are talking about potential new routes?
Yeah, well, we always say to our partners in the first meeting we have with them, even when they are not our partners, is our idea for business is create relations in the long term. I mean, we normally when we launch routes, we launch it for the whole year. We are not launching some routes for summers, launching some routes for winter. Right now, it's the way we work. It's the way we work, and so. What we want to do on the markets we operate is to develop it. It's true that normally we start or we fly to some market that has not been developing in the past or not totally take the potential of the are in it. No, so that's the thing we want to do. For instance, there are some markets that we start to fly with 2 frequencies 1 year ago, and right now we are flying with 6 weekly frequencies. That's the way we work. Maybe we don't have a several or large number of routes, but in the routes we open, if we see there is hidden potential, we prefer to first develop that potential. So I think the markets we operate, we try to learn as much as from the knowledge of our partners. I mean, we try to create brand on it. We are not the low cost. We serve a different kind of service. It's true that we are expensive. That these kind of operators, because we give much. We give service, meal on board, much space in the aircraft. So we try to create some brand in the markets we operate. It's something that I think is something it works. It's something it works. We are competing with some low cost in some markets, and I think that our performance is not bad.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and also a bit unusual what you are saying. I mean, of course, everybody wants to create like long-term relationships, but it requires a lot of patience at the same time, because sometimes it takes a few months or even a few years for a market really to develop. So I think it's very valuable also for the destination when you have the patience and you invest. Looking in the long term, not just getting profits immediately.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, what you have said. And I think that the other point is like we mainly go to destinations that has not been covered for the big players. Maybe some destination on those destinations have been covered 1 month during 1 year, 2 months during 1 year. So they are sometimes a bit tired about seeing people coming and go. So when we talk with them and say, well, listen, if we decide to go, we are going to be here. We are going to be here for a long term. Maybe there are some things that doesn't work. Well, obviously, if the things doesn't work, it doesn't make sense to go on. But 90% of the adventures we have launched in the last 2-3 years are still on the map, and maybe 40% of them have more frequency than when we started. So I think it's something that the partners can rely on it.
Yeah, and definitely confirms that the strategy is leading somewhere, and great to hear that it's delivering. So from a route development perspective, what we can expect in 2022, 2023, which markets which you don't serve yet, you see as opportunities, where do you plan to develop?
2022 probably. The markets are going to be the same on this year. I mean, Portugal, Spain, mainland, France, Italy. We will make some change, maybe in some of our routes. We will put more capacity in some of them. Maybe in others we will reduce capacity. It's something we still on study, because the situation is very confused, about the pandemic. I mean, one of our big disadvantage is that we have a growth. We have almost double our capacity during the pandemic. We have launched 70% of our routes during the pandemic, so we don't have a clear picture of what these routes are.
Yes, what's the real potential?
So that makes us more difficult to evaluate when a route is working or not, because maybe some routes are not working because there is a pandemic. So it's something we have to make a better idea probably during the first half of the year, if the situation evolves like it seems to be, and but the markets will be the same. I mean, probably in 2022, we will try to make a bigger effort in Africa, trying to recover all the destinations we had. Right now, we have recovered 5 destinations of the 19 we had in 2019. If something we will try to, definitely for this 2022, maybe we will get into some new markets in Africa. I don't know. If we don't do this year, we will do probably the next one. But for this year and for the next one, we will keep on the same markets, on the same big markets we are right now.
And what about 2023? Can we expect some expansion then?
2023, it looks so
far away.
So far away. I mean, I have some problems about the things that passed in 2020 and 2021. When you think about the past, that happened in 2020 or 2021. I mean, the last 2 years has been very, very long, It's weird, very, very long, but at the same time, it has passed very, very fast. Because I think all the people in the industry, we have been very busy, sometimes doing nothing, but very busy doing nothing because the situation was like this, you know? So, I mean, we tried in 2022, as I said, to have a bright and clear picture of the markets we have launched. And probably in 2023, maybe we will do something with Africa new or something like that. But probably we will stay in the same markets.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious. Do you have the statistics about how many passengers you have just incoming, or is it pure incoming? So tourists coming into Canary Islands, or are also like local people using your services to fly to another destination?
I mean, although Canaries are a very, very big, important touristic market, what we can say, and we are proud about it, is that maybe 50% of our passengers are local passengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's something we talk with the tourism board. When we talk with them, they at the beginning don't believe us. So, people don't go out from Canaries. So we will do. And that's true. I mean, I think probably because of the importance of our brand into the Canaries, and we would decide to go for destinations. But a lot of people into the Canaries know that we are flying to where we are flying. So yeah, I mean, for 50% of our passengers are local traffic from Canaries to those destinations.
Mm-hmm. That's really exciting to hear, and also I think also very good for you that there are more legs where the business can stand on. It's not just pure incoming, but also the people
I think it's
going out from Canaries.
And in the past, the Canaries were really far from Spain, from mainland. Not maybe from Madrid. Madrid was closed because there were lots of flights. Barcelona was closed because there were a lot of flights. But there were other parts that going from Canaries to those places, you need 5, 6, 7 hours because you need to stop in those cities to take a flight. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good point for the people who live in the Canaries because they have the opportunity, the chance to discover new places into our own country, and also for business. I mean, it's a way of diversification, you know, it's a way of try to find new markets.
100%. We are very excited about our event, which is coming up in this November in Valencia, and of course we appreciate your partnership as well, as you've been to both of our events in 2018, 2019, and we are so much looking forward to welcome you again this November. So is it something specific that you missed during the pandemic that you're looking forward to, for example, in relation to events like ours?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think... Oh man, I don't know if all the people, but 90% of the people, what we have missed is the contact, the human contact, the possibility to have a chat with the people of the industry. Why not say the possibility to have a beer with the people of the industry and to talk relaxed about how the things are going, to see the old friends. I mean, to talk about new business. I think that's something that maybe we have found during the pandemic how important it is, you know, the social content. I mean, to see the fantastic people that work in that industry, especially from others. I mean, I think although we compete, there is a kind of community, and that for sure, that's something we miss.
Yeah, I love the word you just used, community. That's all what we are about, to bringing the community back together. So I'm really looking forward to have that beer with you in Valencia in a few months. Thank you very much for your time today. Really appreciate all the insights from Binter Canarias. And before we say goodbye, my last question, what do you love the most about aviation?
Oof. I think a lot of things. I mean, the thing is... industry very connected with people. I think it's when you are putting new flights, new destinations, you know that you are making people happy. And I think that's nice. That's cool, you know. That's something you can find in industries.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot, Jonay. All the best.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.